Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I'm using a really classic deck. It's the Universal Waite Tarot. And before I get into this reading, I want to let you know that I created a survey. Every 2 or 3 years, I like to poll my audience to see what people are interested in, just so I can create the kinds of videos and courses that people are going to be into. So if you want to do my survey, I'm going to put the link just below this video, and I would absolutely love it if you did my survey and if I got your opinion and your take on a few things. So yeah, I would so appreciate that. So I'll just post the link below this video, and let's get into this week's reading. So let's start with the first card. And I didn't tell you, but my intention with this reading is just to get kind of an overview of the week ahead. So this first card represents the beginning of the week, so Monday, Tuesday-ish. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles is actually a card that I quite like, and this is a very nice way to start the week off. The Queen of Pentacles is all about feeling stable and grounded. It's going to be important as you step into this week to really ground your energy and start the week off with 2 feet firmly planted on the ground. So be realistic in your expectations, be reasonable and realistic in the kinds of goals you set for this week. So if there's a temptation to set really lofty goals, and I'm just thinking of myself here, I've set some really extreme things that I want to get done this week. And now I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles. I'm like, I've got to reel it in. I've got to be more realistic. So being very just realistic and down to earth with the kinds of goals you set for this week, and keeping your expectations not low, but reasonable, and making sure that you prioritize self-care this week. And when I say self-care, I'm specifically referring to physical things. So making sure that you're eating, the kinds of foods that are nourishing. So making sure your diet supports you. Making sure that you get enough exercise, especially the kind of exercise that is energizing for you, not depleting. And making sure that you, get outside and get some fresh air. What else do I want to say about the Queen of Pentacles? Those are the main things. I might come back to her, but let's move on to card number 2. This is for the middle of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday-ish, and we have the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands is kind of similar, actually, now that I'm comparing it to the Queen of Pentacles. Both of these characters are kind of sitting there motionless. Well, the Queen is sitting, 2 of Wands guy is standing, but both of them aren't really doing anything. They're just kind of pausing, and both of them are holding a circle or a sphere of some sort. And with the 2 of Wands, the message I get here is, so it kind of looks to me like with those, he's kind of between those 2 wands, and it's almost like those 2 wands make like a little doorway. And he's about to enter that doorway, and then he kind of stops on the precipice, on the edge of that doorway, and just pauses to decide, is this where I want to go? Is this the doorway that I want to step through? So midweek is a good time to pause and reflect and ask yourself, where am I going? Is this where I actually want to go? Where have I come from? And, where have I come from? Where am I going? And is this where I really want to go? Or is there someplace else I'd rather go? And where am I going to put my energy? Because whatever you put your energy into, that is kind of where where your energy goes, and that kind of takes you on a particular path. So when the Two of Wands comes up in a reading, it's always to ask you, where are you putting your energy? Do you want to keep putting your energy into that, or do you want to put it into something else? And how are you going to direct your energy? So when I talk about putting your energy into things, this is about, what do you spend time thinking about? What do you feel passionate about? What do you spend time doing? What kinds of actions are you taking? What kinds of words, like how are you speaking about certain things? Like all of this constitutes putting energy into things. And the Two of Wands is saying you have this powerful ability to direct your energy into things that are important to you. And how are you going to use that power this week? Let's look at the end of the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we have the Seven of Cups. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, it's a good card because it shows that you have choice and opportunity. And I struggle with this sometimes because I feel like I'm always in an Eight of Cups mode where I'm like, oh, I have so many things I want to put my attention on, but which ones do I choose? I can't do everything. Or there's lots of opportunities coming my way and I want to say yes to all of them, but I can't. I have to pick and choose. So it's that dilemma of making a choice. And so again, this is kind of carrying on from the same theme of the Two of Wands was about choosing where to direct your energy. And Seven of Cups is kind of similar. It's like, what are you going to say yes to? What are you going to say no to? Which doors are you going to open and walk through? And which doors are you going to close? And there is this fear of missing out that might come up for you by the end of the week, by the weekend. You might want to say yes to absolutely everything, but then you realize, maybe you get invited to do this or to do that. And then part of you is like, actually, I kind of just want to stay home and rest and recharge. So really, I feel like this is about that fear of missing out, of wanting to say yes to everything, but knowing that you also don't want to say yes to everything because that's exhausting. So, okay, so what are we to make of this? Now, what's interesting is nobody is really going anywhere in this reading. Everyone is standing still. The figure in the Seven of Cups, at least there's a little bit of movement going on. His arm is kind of out to the side. It's like he's about to make a move, but not quite. So we might experience a little bit of inertia this week. This week, we may not be charging forward. We may not feel a lot of movement and motion this week. This might be more of a week of grounding our energy, nurturing ourselves, and reflecting and kind of figuring out, okay, what do I want to say yes to? What do I want to say no to? What kinds of choices am I going to make this week? So this is a week of making decisions, making choices, and some of those decisions will be a no-brainer. Some of them will be really easy. Some of them are going to be a little bit tricky. It might be harder to make. Another thing I get with the Seven of Cups is that there is this fear that if I close the door on one thing, I might not ever be able to open it again. If I go through one door, I might not be able to go back and experience that other thing. And this is kind of a conundrum that we sometimes find ourselves in. And sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not true. But we're always making choices. We're always saying no to certain things and yes to other things. And that's just kind of the nature of things. And, it's good to pause and reflect, but you don't want to overthink it to the point where you're just paralyzed with indecision. So that's the danger of the Seven of Cups. Don't let yourself become paralyzed with indecision. Yes, think about something, mull it over, but keep moving at the end of the day. Okay, let's look at all of these cards together now and see if there's anything else that's jumping out. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I want to invite you to share your own ideas and your own thoughts on these cards. Is there a particular card that you feel drawn to? Is there a particular symbol or element of these cards that jump out at you, that you're intrigued by, or that kind of speaks to you? And let me know in the comments below. And if you have a particular take on these cards, or you feel they're giving you a particular message that maybe I didn't mention in the reading, feel free to share in the comment section. I'm always interested to hear everyone's take on the cards. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I want to mention here. No, I think I mentioned everything. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about tarot card reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'll put the link below. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week.